Hey everybody, it's Josh from CollectionDX.com here with another review. This is a piece that I have been lusting after for some time. It's the Star Wars 12 p.m. R2-D2 done by Bandai. I think in conjunction with Medicom, but it's basically Bandai. This is essentially a 12 p.m. stands for 12 perfect model. And they made a few in the line, not many. They did some Tiger and Bunny. They did a C-3PO and an R2-D2. Now, the shtick with the C-3PO is that he was just almost like 100% die-cast metal. He's amazing. He's one of the showpieces of my Star Wars collection. R2-D2 didn't get a lot of traction. You don't really see or hear much about it. Probably more people know about like a Hot Toys version, but this is a die-cast metal R2-D2, made by Bandai. So I'm pretty excited about it. I don't actually know a lot about it. So this is going to be a period of discovery for both of us as I go through it. I'm just excited to finally have the companion piece to C-3PO. The package says it came out in 2017, but I feel like it was earlier than that. So maybe this is a reissue. I don't know. But it comes with a nice slip cover. I don't know. I don't really care about slipcovers. I mean, obviously I'm going to keep it, but I don't really care about it, right? All right, inside, you have a sort of a regular box inside. Very airtight, vacuum packed. And here it is. Looks like there's some accessories. Wow, this looks amazing. I can't wait to take this out and go over it with you guys. Looks like there's more to this level of tray here. So let's get the tray out and see what's... Oh, it's the stand in the back and the instructions. Oh my God. This thing is heavy. Wow. Okay, first impressions. Wow. This is solid metal. This thing is so heavy. Wow. I know there's lights. I know there's doors that open. There's look, the wheels are on them. These are like little balls. The wheels. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right, so I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna learn about it, and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys the lowdown. So here it is, the 12 p.m. R2-D2 from Bandai, part of the 12 p.m. line. Was distributed in the U.S. briefly by Sideshow. But Sideshow has also made their own R2-D2s, and as well as Hot Toys. I don't have those. I can't compare them. But I can tell you one thing. This thing is awesome. It is so heavy. It's over 2 pounds. Got to be over 2 pounds of die-cast metal. Like, literally, the dome is not metal, okay? That's a little disappointment. The dome is plastic, but you never know. It looks great. But, like, literally everything else down is just metal. It's so cool. So let's go over the basic articulation first. We have, movable head. We have movable legs. And there's an interesting feature here to keep you from paint scratching. You can pull it down just a bit to get that movement. And you get movement here as well. You get movement here. Cool. There's also a third leg. Just pops out, click it in, click it out. And basically, get these back. Third leg. And you can roll around pretty well. Whichever one you like is the way you like. But here's the thing about these 12 PMs is they're really sort of meant to sort of capture a place in time. And so while this is a fantastic R2-D2, it doesn't do everything that R2 does. Like, so for example, there were no leg jet attachments for episode 1. There are no or episode 2, whatever it is. There's no Jabba the Hutt serving tray. There's no pop-up lightsaber or sensor scope or anything like that. This is sort of squarely modeled as on the first appearance in A New Hope. And some people have noted that like these sort of rivet holes they appear on a version of R2 early in the movie, but not in other versions of R2-D2. So it kind of points like where the reference for this piece was. And it's really meant to be, you know, a replica of the filming thing, not so much a idealized version of R2. And it's a neat thing that they did to really enforce that is they've given you these little attachment pieces that essentially show you when Kenny Baker was in this, he, you know, would use his legs, his actual legs, to make this thing hop around. And there are some shots that you can see, promotional material, whatever, that you can see these sort of, looks like dryer vent hoses that are just underneath. And that's what this guy is sort of all about, is sort of, you know, capturing a moment in time of a specific R2 from a specific part of a movie with an insane amount of detail. Obviously, it's not like weathered, right? So it's pre-Tatooine, or you could also argue for the award ceremony at the end. But he's generally as clean as you can get him. So I'm going to go with the beginning of A New Hope on the Tantive diplomatic vessel, as we can call it. But I think that's an amazing touch, right? I think that's something you don't see, sort of replicating and giving honor to the dude who played inside the metal dome, which I don't understand why we even needed that at all. But I mean a person in the dome, but I'm glad we had it, right? So those are those pieces, and they don't really attach. They're magnetic, but they don't, like, there's no pegs. It's kind of cool that they're magnetic, actually. I didn't know that until now. Neat. All right, well, very cool. So that is one of the magnetic actions of this toy. There's another subtle magnet action of this toy, and that is on the restraining bolt. You do get a tiny little restraining bolt, and there you go, magnet. The restraining bolt will stay right there. Now, if you put the restraining bolt someplace else, it'll fall off, because this is a very specific kind of movie accurate placing for the restraining bolt. And again, that's where it gets a little blurry, because obviously you didn't see the restraining bolt until, you know, Luke had to pry it off. You know, that the Jawas put it on, but it's just a nice little touch. And it's nice that the companion C-3PO had a restraining bolt too, so you can pry those off, get out that carbon scoring, because R2's seen a lot of action. All right, so that's a cool thing. Another thing is that there are little doors and panels that you can open up, and they give you this handy tool to do so. You can open up these little arms here. I haven't quite understood what these do, aside from maybe being a thing that could press a button, because they're not, you know, they don't seem to do anything. And that's something I have to look on the history of sort of R2, is what do these even mean, right? But those open up, which is kind of cool. These doors open up, and they're weird, because normally you would pry a door from the front, but these have a little thing here where you have a little pry it from the back, and it kind of pops it up, and then you can open the door. I've not propped it up. There you go. You pop it out like that, and there's a door. And inside, there is a little comlink thing that he can use, and it actually extends a little bit and rotates. So that's fun. Uses the data port connector. Now, I know in other R2s, I think it comes out of here. So different versions of R2, different things. But again, that's where this is going. And this one also opens on this side. And he has another arm. I don't know what that one's for. I forget. But another arm. This one doesn't extend or anything. This is just a static arm. You can close that up. And there's actually one more little door here. Open up. And it's just empty. It has a little detailing in there. So there's a little door. I don't know quite what's supposed to happen in there. Maybe that's supposed to be an accessory pack. I don't know. But those are the doors that open on R2. Now we're going to talk about electronics. So take his head off, 2 AAA batteries. There is an on and off switch here. And these are sort of typical Bandai connectors. It would have been funny if there was a little Kenny Baker face in there, but we're not going that deep, right? Clicks on pretty easily. And again, I think that's why this is plastic and not metal, because if you were to drop this and it was metal, I don't know, maybe it would dent. It's pretty nice. So it's on, but it's not on. To actually like activate it, this is what you press. You press and hold it, the lights start going on. Now you have a few light actions, as you have, obviously this light rotates between red and blue. These have a nice sort of cycle that they go through and they flicker. This one, same thing, a little flicker in the light, and you have a little flicker in this light. So a lot of like really nice accurate lighting. There's also another, there's this little movable projector lens, and to access that, you turn this till it clicks, and now you have the projector light. Doesn't actually project, you know, anything, but it's kind of cool that it exists. All right. There's also sound. There's 6 phrases, I think. Yeah, there's 6, and I think there's like hidden sounds. I don't know what the hidden sounds are. I think there's maybe 2 hidden sounds. I'll have to look that up, but if you get one, you can just DJ R2. But yeah, love it. Love it so much. And they don't seem to like, some of them affect the light a little bit. Ooh, there was one. That's a hidden sound. So cycling through them, occasionally you hear something that you haven't heard, and I think that's a lot of fun. I can't get over how heavy this is. The incredible amount of detail is just blowing my mind. But there's kind of one place where it does drop the ball on the detail, and that's on the feet. Now, I guess you never really get to see the bottom of R2's feet, but I'm sure somewhere there is a model that has accurate feet. And, you know, I like that these have these sort of metal balls that are just omnidirectional. It works pretty good. Are they omnidirectional? I think so. I don't know. Maybe there should have been a little detail on the feet. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to charge $300 for this, get maybe some detail on the feet. Right. So there's R2. There is a stand, which is cool. So you've got this black stand. There's no storage for anything underneath, so you don't get to store those extra parts under the tray, which I really wish they would just do as a standard. And there's a couple of different indents here for different ways for R2. So if you want to store R2 with the foot out, like so, you have the back sort of indents, and everything just sort of stays in, sort of like that. If you want to display R2 in bipedal mode, as we call it, or as they call it, you have this adapter. Goes on the stand, and just sort of keeps R2 from taking a nosedive if you want. You gotta give some oomph to the stand to get it in all the way, but essentially, you know, that's what it'll look like. Now, so that's a fine stand, you know, but if you have this and the C3PO that was released in 2013, they both have big stands, and you take up a lot of shelf space if you're putting them next to each other on stands. So I probably won't use the stand. Speaking of 3PO, what would it be if I did not bring out 3PO? So here's that 12 p.m. C3PO with the 12 p.m. R2-D2. And I'm so happy to finally have these guys together again. They are such a pair, such a wonderful, accurate pair. And I wished the 12 p.m. line had continued, because the opportunities for Return of the Jedi version, Empire Strikes Back version could have just gone on and on. But this R2 was the last release, as far as I know. It hasn't gone anywhere. So we had the Tiger and Bunnies, the C-3PO, the R2-D2, the was Canadian's bike? That was more of a Project BM thing. But these two, it's been a long hunt to get this dude at a price that didn't break my bank, because he's like $350 on Amazon and $300 on eBay. I actually got mine on Yahoo Japan for like $150 and had it shipped over, and it was still less expensive than what you can get it for retail. And it's just joy. It's so wonderful and heavy, and it's, you know, really everything you could want. The amount of care that was into these pieces is just astounding, and I'm super happy. So yeah, that is the project. Well, if it's project, it's a 12 p.m. R2-D2 Chogokin by Bandai. Some people got it through sideshows, some people did not. It's just super cool, and I'm glad I finally have it. And don't sleep on C-3PO. I did a review 9 years ago of C-3PO, and I'll link that in the comments so you can see that too. But just astounding, just an astounding piece with a lot of great details and effect and love and care. I'm super happy. So this has been Josh from CollectionDX.com. I'm going to take a little video review break over the rest of the holiday and go back to doing some art. But enjoy. I hope you have a nice holiday with your family. And I'll talk to you later.